draw three-dimensional objects. Now prisms, these are objects with one shape that is on both sides of the figure. So if we have a square prism, that means we're going to have a square on the bottom, and then we're going to have that same shape on top. Now we draw a dotted line in the back here, because when I connect these, the line out there, oops, that's not very good. We'll try that. The lines in the back we call hidden lines, because they won't be seen. Another way you can draw a square prism is just drawing a square and then going back diagonally. Now make sure these line up here, and all of these lines that are diagonal have to be the same length. Now you want to finish off the hidden lines, so you know this is square prism. If you want the pentagonal prism, you draw a pentagon, and then let's just go straight down. Now this last one's going to be dotted, because it's going to be hidden. This would be a pentagonal. We could do the same with a hexagonal. Now maybe I'll make a hexagonal laying on not its base. So this has a base of a hexagon. So this would be a hexagonal prism. Now we're going to make these go back. Now when I connect them, should that down here. So that's not the best one. So we got a hexagon in front, we have a hexagon on the back, and it's connected by rectangles. So that's a prism. Now pyramids are similar, but they always come up to a point. So a square pyramid, we'll start the same way, put a little dot up top, draw segments to each of the 4 points. As you can see, I'm not an artist. Just do the best you can with this. This is a square pyramid. Pentagonal pyramid. You have a pentagon on bottom. Let's start with those two sides. Come up to that point. Oops, that last. I'll wipe the whole thing out, I guess. So this one will be dotted. Now look at this one. That's a pentagonal pyramid. Now one thing that confuses people, a triangular pyramid. That's when you have a triangle on the bottom, and it comes up to a point. Some people get confused because, well, all these are triangular pyramids. There's triangles around the outside. Well, it's true, but we name them off of the base. So here the base is a pentagon, here the base is a square, and if we have a triangular pyramid, the base would be a triangle. A cylinder we draw, cylinder is like a can of soup. We draw a little oval on top and half of an oval on bottom, and this back one is going to be dotted. That back oval we can see. A cone is similar, but we do what we did on the bottom for the cylinder, but now we come up to a cone. So down each of the sides of our circle. A sphere, now a sphere is really tough to draw. So what we do in math, we draw ourselves a circle, put a little dot in the middle, and then make a little oval. So it's solid on the outside, dotted in the back. Now, just that little oval gives it shape. So what a sphere is like a ball, like a basketball, a baseball. Those are all spheres. And this circle around the middle gives it depth. Now, a hemisphere is just half of one of those. You hear about hemispheres in geography class. It's like half of the Earth. The northern hemisphere is the northern half of the Earth. Kind of like this. This would be the northern part of the Earth. You could do the southern hemisphere by, it's kind of like a bowl. So this would be the top half, this would be the bottom. Now cross-sections are if I would take a saw, cut an object, what kind of shape would come out? So let's look at the cross-sections here. If I take a saw and I cut this shape here, and I take this top part off and I look at its bottom, what's the shape that's going to be on the bottom is going to be a circle. However, if I take a saw and cut it down here, if I take this section to the right and flip it over, it's going to look like a triangle. So cross-sections, these would be two different cross-sections of a cone. So you can take cross-sections of anything to see what kind of shapes it would create. Now, a solid of revolution, if I take this rectangle, think of this as a thin piece of paper, and if I spun it, say I spun it around here, what kind of shape would this make? This outside would look kind of like this. The furthest it would go would be out to here. So what kind of shape does this form? Hopefully people see that it forms a cylinder. So if I take this rectangle and spun it fast enough around and around and around and around, it would look just like a cylinder. Alright, now here's some three-dimensional math problems. Now we want to find, let's look for x first. We want to find the distance from this side all the way to this side. Well, we know from here to here is 3. We know from here to here is 7. So this whole distance we know is 10. And that distance is 2, so if we take 10 plus 2, that would be 12. Because 3 plus 7 plus 2 would equal this whole distance across. Now let's see. If I wanted to find out y is going up and down. Let's look at all the up and down. We have 8, that's the whole distance. We have 2 here and 2 here. So if I go up 2, and then I go up 2 more, how many more do I need to get up to get to 8? That would be 4.